You're gonna love this one. There's a lot going on. Maybe you won't. You decide. It has been a whole week since the last time I had about 5 hours to play out here. Regular guy, regular garage, regular budget, regular time. Most of you relate to that, I'm sure. That's what this channel is about. So here's my thought. Now on the other side, we have a battery box on the frame, and on this side we have the air horns. Now obviously I'm gonna need to get at that battery occasionally, and who knows, sometimes maybe the air horn. I wanna add some splash guards to the front of this as well, but those are gonna have to be removable. So my thought was just taking some of this sheet metal, putting a 90-degree brake in it, and then that'll give us a flange to bolt a removable panel to. We got the shrinker stretchers out, and if we shrink or stretch one side of this angle, it's going to want to curve it naturally. So just got to figure out which one we need to use. So if it's going to be in that wheel opening like this, we need to curve it that way, which means we probably have to stretch this side. Yes, right? Yes. And which unit do we have in here? That's a stretcher. See the jaws in there and my foot pedal. If I step on that, those jaws push together and then pull apart. And that should stretch our metal. Till we get a curve on it, and we'll just keep doing that until it's where we want it. Kind of thinking maybe we'd match that, right? Makes sense to me. And we got a ways to go. Think we went too far? We may have went too far. Yeah, I think we went too far. We'll just kind of make a mark here where we need to flatten that out a little bit. It's really annoying having to switch these out. I have another stand and I've been kind of working on putting them together. So we have a shrinker on that side and a stretcher on this side. So we don't have to be doing this. It's just another one of them unfinished projects. You know, that short supply of time thing. Yeah, that. Shrinker engaged. So this is what I came up with, and it should work. Let's go check. Should work. Regular guy, regular garage, remember? Ain't no professionals here. But I think that'll work. Now I just gotta make 3 more of them. It's pretty handy having that sheet metal brake right there on my little welding table thing. That thing needs a lot of work, but the idea is there and it does work. It just needs some tidying up, some final touches. Something that's like the same idea, just totally different and better. Just gonna make some reference marks here against the one that we already made, so I know kind of where the bends are, you know what I mean? Just gonna keep stretching, comparing until it's the same. That looks pretty good. Need a little more right in here. It's real easy to go too far, I'll tell you that. Dang it. Equal and opposite. Almost equal, but definitely opposite. I'll just have to spray a little bit of primer on those before I put it on so there's no bare metal left in between the pieces of metal we weld together. While that's drying, I'll probably figure this out. It's a valve for the air horns. 1/4 inch SMC valve to be specific. And even more specific, it came from Horn Blasters. These always come with a mounting bracket, and I think we're going to be able to utilize this right next to the horn because that's what I want. I want this as close to the horn as possible so when I hit the horn button it doesn't have to fill the air line first, you know what I mean? Good. Nope. Anything back here, that's going to be way too difficult to get to this if I ever needed to. And the reason we're doing these removable splash guards is to make things serviceable. You know what? I'm thinking this might be a whole lot easier than I expected. What if we just use the same bracket that's holding the air horns on? I think that could work. We'll just use the same stud. So it worked just fine using the one stud that holds the air horns on, but I didn't want to use just one. So I'm welding a nut to that plate we made last time, and then that'll give us another mounting point for the valve. All right, it's been a while. That primer's dry. I think what we're gonna do, grab this guy here. We'll start by just tacking that into place, and that'll determine where the next one goes, obviously. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm liking where it's sitting. I don't think we need that down there. I think we could probably cut that right there. Just get rid of that part. Woohoo! Well, now we gotta convince this thing to go back where it was. Let's hold it there, give her a tack. You gotta turn the welder on. I don't need a sunburn in the garage. Put my new helmet on. Don't forget to take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Major Tom. Major Tom? Ground controlled, Major Tom. So I got this Sharpie. Got this piece of the 1/4 inch round rod that we welded into that wheel arch. I think they need to be taped together. That's what I think. Why, you ask? So I can figure out where that other piece goes, that's why. Yeah, that should work. So I'm just gonna, hold that end on the piece we just got on there and kind of try to hold it straight. Raise it up. Right there. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it gives us the right place to put it. And that's what we're going for. So I guess it works well. You can also cut the bottom off of that one too, which would actually help. Because this bed, the shape in the body kicks in right here. So maybe on this side, cut it off right there. Still some remnants there of when we shaved the gas filler hole. So I'm gonna trim that out where this will sit down in that. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Major Tom. Got to clean it up to get some good welds on there. Don't want that falling off. I am taking my time with that and just tacking them on because I am welding that to the outer skin of the bed here. And this truck is made out of some thin stuff. I think I've drinking out of beer cans thicker than this. I mean, not in the last year and some change, but root beer maybe. So as I'm letting that chill out for a while, I think it's a good time to start making a template for our actual piece that we're gonna be bolting in. Something like that. So I'm just gonna make a mark where it needs to be cut here at the bottom, which is technically the top, right? I'm gonna trace around the contour of this bedside. Kind of want to match this distance. It's about 3 or 4 fingers. That's a guess.
I don't think it's gonna work. No?
I think that'll work. I think it's close enough. We'll cut it out of metal and then we'll trim it down if we need to. Ideally, we'd cut this out of poster board or something first, but I'm confident that this is going to be just fine. Again, why am I not using the plasma cutter? I don't know, but I'm not gonna get it out here. I thought I smelled plastic. Be nice if there was some sort of bench that I could work on that maybe had a metal top. Just putting a groove in it for now. Just getting our groove on. All right, now I'm gonna cut for real. Good morning and happy Father's Day. You know, June 21st is also Go Skateboarding Day. The other day, my brother and sister-in-law had their wedding reception, kind of in my old stomping grounds. And there's an old beat-up tennis court that was given to a kind of DIY skate park. The reception was in the same place, so I had to bring my skateboard and check it out. That hour, that's all that mattered. It was me and my two sons. It was great. Anyway, sorry for the disruption. Let's get back to work. So yesterday, I left off when I got this fitting in there. Now it just needs to be trimmed, and I need to trace it for the other side because I think that's a good idea, so we don't have to do all that again. So let's get this little task finished here and move on to the rest of it. All of it. And mow the lawn. Change oil in the generator because I'm going to need it this weekend. Do the laundry, vacuum the floor. Cut the dog's nails. Pull weeds out of the landscaping. Pinstripe a welding helmet, I promised to have done. I got to work on that mini bike for the Simcoe Hot Rod Weekender raffle. If I don't get that done, some lucky kid won't be able to win that. Can't forget about the kids. Go grocery shopping so I could eat. Get gas in the truck because it's on empty, and well, 12 hours of my day is spent at work or going to work, and I don't want to stop and get gas. Package 19 shirts and get them ready for delivery for a little side hustle thing.
Brush my teeth, feed the hog, still got some homework to do.
And hopefully have time to edit this video. Why am I babbling? Let's get to work. So right about here is the same as that back edge there. So I'm just gonna set this level up so it's, well, level. Draw me a mark. And take our extra fancy radius finder here, draw that on there. Perfect. So I'll be doing nut certs on here, and this will get held on by some nice button head stainless, probably quarter 20s. That way it'll be nice and removable. For now, I'm gonna put it on there with just self-tapping screws, and that's gonna hold it in place while we fine tune it, and then it'll also mark the holes that I gotta drill out and put the nut cert in. That's my plan anyway, and I'm sticking to it. Until something doesn't work, then we pivot and adapt and overcome. Get back here. So I kind of want this to pull double duty. I also wanted to hold some structure in his bedside. Instead of having to build a brace on it, I think I could use this. So if this can attach closer to down here, bed's upside down, so down is up and up is down. Thinking maybe if we get a bracket welded to the bedside. What time is it? Can I use a grinder yet? 7 o'clock. That's AM. I gotta be out here when I got the time. When I have the time, it's very early in the morning, on the weekends. And it's almost the 4th of July, and I'm gonna have to deal with fireworks. My dogs are gonna have to deal with the fireworks. They can deal with my grinder and my hammer for a couple minutes on a Sunday morning. Besides, it's Father's Day. That's my day, right? I can do what I want. What I want to do is make noise in the garage. Perfectly straight. That's better. So I sprayed some primer on this and also that bedside. So now I'm going to tack this to the bedside here. Keeping it below that line I made because I want to cut that. Yes, sir. We'll start with the tack and move on. Missed. Don't be dumb. Stop being dumb. No, watch the paint. I think at this point, you can take this off, do the trimming you need to do, duplicate it for the other side. Yep, got some more welding to do in this wheel arch also. Then I got to clean that up, grind it all smooth and all that behind the scenes stuff because nobody wants to watch somebody grind for hours. Do you? I'm gonna have to be pretty strategic about this. This is the biggest piece of sheet metal I have. It's kind of awkward shape for this. I don't have just a good spot to lay it out and trace it. So either way, there's gonna be more waste than I want. So I'm just gonna try to figure out how to minimize that. You know what I mean? Right about there. So with any luck, that's the same as that. This is a 17/64 drill bit. Just a hair bigger than a quarter. So we're gonna use 1/4-inch hardware for this. This will leave room for primer, paint, maneuverability, adjustability. Just gonna open up all these screw holes we made in it. So I was thinking, I may have been being kind of dumb with this air horn. What I want to do with this is have the valve mounted as close as possible to this, and also have a way to mount this where it's accessible and, you know, all that. I'm thinking I could just mount the valve right to the inlet on the air horn. Just like that. So it's on there all the time. You can't get any closer than that. Here's the thing. I can't spin it to tighten it up. But this comes apart, and that's what I'm going to do. Why I didn't do this in the first place, I don't know. Don't know where my head was at. I just want to be careful. I just don't want any of that to fall apart. So at this point, if I had the correct fitting in there, that would spin around. Duh. The question is do I have the right fitting? I'm looking for a nipple. Be like this, but totally different. That, but smaller. Like maybe that. Oh, look at that. I think this inlet on this air horn is 1/4 inch also. Yeah, it sure is. I think this is gonna work. Yeah, we wasted all that time. All right. Just a few wraps of Teflon tape makes the fitting seal up. This valve has an arrow on it. That arrow needs to be pointed at the air horns because that's the direction of the airflow. Now, I am going to need to make sure that that part right there is facing in the best direction to put this back on. So it needs to be between the horns, and I'd like it either on this side or this side, because this is the wheel well. And this is like the bed side, and that's where the bolts are for this. So either one of those would work. I'm just gonna pay attention to how tight it's getting. Don't go too far. This is taking forever, a little bit at a time. I should have put that fitting on the valve first and then put them in that way. That would have been smarter. But I never claimed to be smart.
Stupid as a stupid does.
It's totally facing the opposite way where I wanted it, but that's all right. I'm not worried about it. This whole thing will come down into my hands if I need it. So we'll put this valve back together. That right there is much better. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. You know, I'd really rather that was coming out this way, but that's okay. Airline will come that way, down. So if there was ever an issue, I could just take out those 2 nuts, pull this down that way, and get at it. So I am not worried about that at all. I mentioned we needed the generator, right? That's because we're going on a road trip. You like road trips? You like hot rods? Good, because another thing that takes my time in the summer is, well, everything you can't do in the winter. And here in Wisconsin, that's most things outside. So hang on.
We're going for a ride.
You know what makes a good road trip for me? Gummy worms from Farm and Fleet. Also found at Fleet Farm. But where are we going? Hot rod show way up in Gleason, Wisconsin. Northern Roundup. Got the camper loaded up, got my pinstriping gear just in case. I think I even remembered everything. Out of my way, coming through. Places to be. Maps or whatever just told me there's an unplowed road ahead. It's almost July. Gleason, Wisconsin, home of not so much. Actually, there was a movie filmed here once in the 70s.
In a small Wisconsin town, something was about to happen that would send shockwaves around the world.
Something about spiders.
Your destination is on the left.
And we are here early. It's a long drive to show up on time. We came like 2 days early. A day, whatever. I'll tell you what though, we made it just in time. Oh, hurry up, Kyle. I've had a lot of coffee. Eastbound and down. Last year, this whole area was nothing but mud. Happy to not worry about floating in a tent anymore. It's really more of a gathering than a car show. A gathering of people with like-minded interests in hot rods and camping, and that's about it. There's no cell phone service up there. It's just basically a field with a pavilion in the middle with a bar in it. I did end up doing a little pinstriping. Even some gold leaf. Did some grilling.
Hey, people gotta eat, right?
Even played some dominoes with my new bones.
So now I got 25.
Hey, you know what they call that, right?
Domino, mother. What's happening?
Not beginner's luck.
Oh.
Domino.
Domino, mother. Say about that.
This is definitely a good weekend. It was a good time. I love those shows where you can just hang out for the weekend, but I know you'd rather see the cars. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Oh, it's a giant air compressor. A couple Viairs will take care of that nowadays. So I got all this welded up the way that I want it. Now I've got hours of grinding probably and cleaning it up. We gotta scuff it all, prime it, and then we're gonna coat it with a bed liner. I gotta see what I got stashed up there, but it might even be color matched or black. But at the end of the day, I want at least these splash guard areas to be color matched. I don't care if the underside of the bed is black or red or black or red. Oh, that's not a step. Show you my what? Your grill. Show me your grill. Looks like I got some tintable Raptor bed liner here. That means we can put some paint in it and make it red because this is clear. Now I know I have a little bit of Viper Red 2K without the binder in it, which is kind of what keeps the color together. And you don't need that when you're mixing it with this bed liner. That's how that works. But I don't think I have enough to do the entire underside of that bed. This whole shelf up here is actually Cody's stuff. I'm just storing it for him. But he said I could use it. So, minor problem. Got a hummingbird stuck in here. Opened the door, flew in. Now it can't fly out. Hey, stupid. That way. I got the screens out of both windows. Garage door wide open. While I try to deal with this, check out some more Northern Roundup. How am I gonna get this dude out of here? I-27. I-27. Get your phones out. You can take a picture if you want. That's a bitchin' van. And just like that, weekend's over. Next up, camp and drag. How rude of me. I've been talking about my weekend and you're probably all wondering what the heck I'm doing over there. So these bedsides down here, they don't have a whole lot of structure, so I'm trying to add a little bit to it, especially since we cut so much of the original floor out of it. That's really not doing a whole lot these days. And other than that, they only had this. So I'm adding a little bit to this corner here, welded in some more of that 1/4 inch round rod here, and then I'm gonna cut all this out. I need that gone because a battery lives there now. There's technically room for both, but to get that battery in and out, I feel like that needs to be gone. All right, back at her today. So I do some seam sealer along this round rod and the wheel well. That's to prevent anything from getting caught in a crevice. It is a paintable polyurethane seam sealer here. What a mess. All right, I did that yesterday. And all those hours of grinding and prepping and cleaning and whatever, I did that also. And all the bare metal spots are coated with an etching primer, and yeah, this is ready to go. I'm gonna push this outside because I do not want to spray bed liner in here. I did get that hummingbird out, by the way, if you were wondering. And it wasn't nearly as scary as getting Jeepers Creepers out of the garage in Florida. What is that? I don't know what that is. It's like a moth that's got the wingspan of a pterodactyl. Like, not even kidding. I think he's gone, guys. Holy crap. I don't know what the heck that was. I literally thought that was a bat. That's how big it was, but it was like a big moth. It was a big ass bug. Now this is just black. I'm gonna do most of it. Actually, I might do all of it with this. And then I'll mix up some of the color matched to get the inner wheel well areas, splash guards. Because I have some Viper Red without the binder here. There's not a whole lot in here. Probably enough to mix up 2 of these cans. I think 2 of these will fill those areas with red nicely. So we'll mix that up after we get a good coat of the black. What the heck you guys doing? I have a regulator on here, and I'm really not paying attention to the PSI on it. I'm really just gonna turn this until I'm happy with how it's turning out. It's not rocket science. All right, we got a good couple coats of black in here. Splash guards are in primer, ready for red. And here's the thing, I only have 1 bottle left. Just one. because all of those that I had, they were tintable, and instead of going to get black bed liner, I just tinted it with black. That stuff was getting old, it needed to get used, and I didn't want to spend the money. But I have this one bottle left for red, so we're gonna have to be kind of smart about it, because one thing about this Raptor bed liner, it doesn't go as far as you think it will. If it says one kit, 4 bottles will do this size bed. Yeah, it will, but it'll be thin. Double it. So really, splash guards and the lower section of these ones. That's all I really need to do. Maybe this side of this wheel well too. Wheel well, wheel tub, whatever you want to call it. Just that way if you see any of it, it's all gonna look uniform. Got color, my bed liner, got the Schutz gun. This is full of lacquer thinner. And this is how I keep it. So when I'm done spraying this, I'll spray lacquer thinner. I'll spray lacquer thinner through my Schutz gun, and then I just keep that full, and it keeps it clean. I can use it again in 3 years when I want to use it again. So this tintable bed liner, it's kind of a milky color actually. And there's this line on this bottle. See the line? Little indent, that line there conveniently is the amount of hardener we need to put into this. We're just gonna fill it up till it's at that line. Now, if I were doing the inside of the bed, or like when we did the engine compartment in this, I'd actually be mixing this up into a cup instead of this. I'd pour this into a mixing cup and pour it back in here just so I get oh, there we go. Just so we get an accurate mix. All right, our paint. Ooh. There's actually quite a bit of that. I could have probably done the whole bed. Oh well, black is fine. Now I'm gonna fill this bottle up to about there with the paint. Probably gonna make a mess, because that's what I do. Nope. Put the cap back on and shake the ever-living crap out of it. Hey, speaking of camp and drag, like I just said it, that was days ago. Anyway, I have a box of random shirts, random sizes. There's not a lot, but there's a few. We got some Mary Jane shirts. I think there's a couple that have a small pinstripe piece on the chest, but I think most of them have a large one, which is actually my favorite ones. There's a couple other pinstripe design garage time too. A couple hats even. 20 bucks a piece, no matter the size, 15 for the hats. Come and find me. I'm really making sure this is mixed up good because, like I said, this is the only bottle we have. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Yep, that's red. I'm gonna start with the splash guards in the bed because this is urethane based. It is paintable. You can paint this. So if I don't have enough to cover those removable splash guards, we could always go back and do more later. Bed's gonna end up kind of speckled, but like I said, I don't care. And also it's paintable. I could just paint that black. It's actually covering pretty good. Probably helped that I did it black first. All right, guys, it's been a little while. We're just gonna unleash the rest of this on whatever we can. So on this last coat, I'm really kind of paying attention to where the texture, the globs are landing. Kind of tossing them around a little bit so it's got a good even coat. That's it. So I'm gonna go back through before we put the bed on, mask off the red, and just touch up the black. Just that way it doesn't look so half-assed. I mean, it's not half-assed, it's got a good coat of bed liner under it. It's just, it looks like the effort wasn't there, you know what I mean? My favorite color. All right, this has been sitting for more than 24 hours. So this goes by many names: a thread setter, a riv nut tool. These are riv nuts, rivet nuts, nut certs. They are 1/4 20s. Just put it in our mounting hole here. There we go. And give her a squeeze. And you can unthread it by turning that. It comes right out, leaves nut cert in there. I said it comes right out. There we go. Neat, huh? Once we get all these in there, we'll be able to just bolt our splash guard on. Just kidding, it's not that tough. You know what? Let's put the air horn in. Let's put the air horn in before we put that splash guard on. That makes sense. So this is a tape by Tessa. It's kind of a, I don't know what you call that. Is that a nylon or something? I don't know. But you can't even rip it. This is good heat resistant stuff. I'm gonna wrap the wires for this valve with it. We made this mounting plate for these horns a little while ago. And it's just these 10 mil serrated nuts. And those should hold on to it quite well, but both mounting points on this horn are on one side. I'm almost thinking I might want to do some sort of support bracket. They're on there good. It's not like they're that heavy, it'll probably be fine. Grab the splash guards. So this is how we're gonna do it. We got our nice red bedline splash guard. We have 1/4 20 stainless machine screw, stainless washer, stainless lock washer. And everybody's absolute favorite part, anti-seize. Seriously, just a dab will do you. And you know what that dab will do is get all over everything you own in like 2 seconds. Look, it's already up. Crap. Seriously? I'm gonna put all these in loosely by hand first, because I know when I start tightening these, by the time I get to the last one or two, the hole will be slightly off, and then I'll end up cross-threading it and saying words. One thing I noticed about using nutserts is that I always need to start by hand. I gotta put it in with my fingers and then get it going with this before I put any sort of power to it. They tend to very easily cross thread, and that'll do it in a hurry. And then getting them out, that's a pain. It's a pain in the butt to get that machine screw out of there and drill that little booger out. So I really try to be patient with them. All right, I'm gonna snug them up. Snug, but not too snug. All right, that's gonna work. It's gonna work well. The underside of that bed is done, and that bed is ready to go back on this truck. And that's exciting for me. There's a few things we gotta do under here yet before we can make that happen, like run some air lines and some wires, and I wanna do some body work back here before I put that in the way. But that is a huge step. Huge. Never mind the mess over here. I acquired a box of random DVDs. So I'm just gonna go through and keep the ones that I want. But hey, I know that was kind of a long one and it was all over the place. We had a lot going on. Thanks for hanging out with me during all of that. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And I'll see you out there.